Ladies and gentlemen, friends and fellow travelers on this long, winding road of life, at 65, we are no longer chasing the loud applause. We've seen enough suns rise and enough bridges fall to know that what truly matters doesn't always come wrapped in noise. In fact, some of the most irresistible people I've ever known said very little. They didn't need to. Their presence did the talking. And today, I want to share with you 6 traits that, without saying a single word, make us silently irresistible after 65. At a certain point in life, we begin to understand that the loudest voice in the room is rarely the wisest. As the years unfold and the rush of youth gives way to reflection, something remarkable happens. We begin to make peace with who we are, the striving quiets, the comparisons fall away, and in their place, a stillness settles in. This is not the stillness of inactivity, but the quiet confidence of someone who no longer needs to prove anything to anyone, not even themselves. Inner peace is not just a state of mind, it's a presence, a kind of gentle aura that others can feel the moment you walk into a room. It doesn't announce itself with flashy words or grand gestures. It doesn't clamor for attention. It simply is subtle, steady, and deeply comforting. People are drawn to that energy without quite knowing why. It's as though your calm gives them permission to exhale, to drop their guard, to be real. In a world that is constantly rushing, competing, and clamoring, someone who radiates peace stands out like a lighthouse in the fog. This kind of magnetism isn't manufactured, it's earned. It comes from having lived through enough highs and lows to understand that nothing lasts forever, neither joy nor sorrow. You stop reacting to every small disturbance because you've seen how the waves rise and fall. You've learned to ride them without capsizing. That wisdom becomes part of your very being. It shows in the way you carry yourself, in the way you listen, in the way you simply be asterisk. People often talk about charisma as if it's all about sparkle and charm, but there's another kind of charisma, the quiet kind, the kind that doesn't need to say a word. That's the charisma of someone who is at peace with themselves. When you're not trying to impress or convince anyone, you free others to be themselves too. That's where true connection begins, not in performance, but in presence. There's also a deep generosity in inner peace. It offers others a safe harbor. Your steadiness becomes something people can lean on, whether they realize it or not. You don't have to offer advice or tell your story or explain your worth. Your calm does all the talking. It's the calm that says, I've been there. I've faced the storm, and here I am, still whole, still soft, still standing. So while the world may celebrate youth and noise, there is a kind of silent, magnetic beauty in someone who has lived long enough to be at peace with themselves. That peace is not passive, it is powerful, and the people around you feel it, even if they can't put it into words. That is what makes you quietly irresistible. There are moments in life when words are unnecessary, when the simple act of being fully present communicates more than any speech ever could. As we age, we begin to understand this deeply. After decades of living, we come to realize that presence, the quality of truly showing up, body and soul, carries immense power. People feel it, they respond to it. It creates a sense of connection that transcends conversation. When someone is fully present, you can feel it in their eyes. They aren't glancing at a screen or thinking about what to say next. They're simply with you and in that rare kind of attention, there is healing. There is validation. For many, just being seen, really seen, is a rare and powerful gift. As we grow older, our ability to offer that gift increases. We no longer need to dominate the room or prove our intelligence. We've learned that presence is enough. You see, presence is more than physical proximity. It's an energy, a silent commitment that says, I'm not distracted, I'm not elsewhere, I'm here for you. That kind of presence is magnetic. People trust it. They are drawn to it, often without knowing why. It feels like safety. It feels like respect. In a time when everyone is multitasking and attention is fractured, someone who offers their full, undivided presence stands out like a steady flame in the dark. There is also presence in the way we carry ourselves. Our body language, posture, and facial expressions often reveal more about us than our words ever could. When we walk into a room with calm confidence, shoulders relaxed, eyes kind, movements unhurried, we communicate a sense of ease that others pick up on instinctively. We become a quiet force, not because we are loud or flashy, but because we are grounded. People remember how you made them feel far more than what you said. And often, the people who leave the deepest impressions are not the ones who talk the most, but the ones who made others feel fully acknowledged, respected, and at ease. That's the power of presence. It's not about being the center of attention. It's about offering your attention without agenda. As we move through our later years, we often develop a deeper appreciation for the subtle forms of communication, the silent nod, the gentle smile, the patient pause. These quiet gestures become our language, and through them, we express empathy, wisdom, and understanding. The depth of presence we offer is shaped by a lifetime of listening, observing, and learning when to speak, and when to simply be there. In the end, it's not always the words that linger. It's how someone's presence made you feel seen, safe, and valued. That kind of quiet, grounded presence is rare, and it is, without a doubt, one of the most irresistible qualities a person can possess. There's something unmistakable about a genuine smile that has weathered life's storms. It's not forced, not rehearsed, not put on for the sake of politeness. It emerges slowly, like sunlight after a long rain, warm, earned, and full of quiet strength. When someone over 65 smiles from the heart, it often carries with it a story. Not a story of ease or perfection, but of endurance, of having faced hardship and still choosing to meet the world with openness. That kind of smile is different from the quick grin we might flash in our younger years. A genuine smile in later life comes from a deeper place. It is built on resilience, the ability to keep going when things were hard, to keep loving after loss, to keep hoping even after disappointment. It's a smile that says, I've been through the fire and I'm still here. People often underestimate how powerful that smile can be. In a world full of superficial charm and polished appearances, a true smile, one that comes from a place of deep understanding and peace, stands out. It doesn't try to impress. It simply is, and because of that, it draws people in. It offers comfort. It reminds others that pain can be survived and joy can return, even if it arrives slowly. You can often recognize this kind of smile in the small moments, when someone is watching their grandchildren play, or when an old friend shares a memory that still brings laughter. These are not loud, boisterous smiles. They're soft, but they light up the face. The eyes sparkle, the lines around the mouth deepen with grace, and the whole expression becomes one of quiet joy. But that joy is layered. It's not or untouched by sorrow. On the contrary, it's precisely because of the sorrow that the smile means so much. When you've experienced grief, illness, loneliness, or failure, and still find a reason to smile, it becomes a powerful statement. A statement that life, despite everything, is still beautiful. That there's still something to celebrate, even if it's just a morning cup of tea, the warmth of the sun on your face, or a shared glance with someone you love. A genuine smile rooted in resilience has the power to inspire. It reassures others that aging is not a process of fading away, but of deepening. It shows that the human spirit, when nurtured, becomes more compassionate, more forgiving, and more grateful over time. And perhaps most importantly, that smile is contagious, not in a loud or theatrical way, but in a quiet, comforting way that lingers. It reminds people that strength doesn't always have to look like toughness. Sometimes strength looks like softness. Sometimes it looks like a gentle smile that says, I've lived, I've lost, I've learned, and I'm still smiling. That is the smile of resilience. And it is one of the most quietly irresistible things a person can wear. There is a quiet strength that comes from knowing exactly who you are. It doesn't need to shout, prove, or perform. It simply exists, steadfast and grounded. That is the essence of authenticity, and as we grow older, it becomes one of the most powerful traits we carry. In a world that often rewards imitation, constant improvement, and curated perfection, There is something deeply magnetic about a person who is completely at home in their own skin. By the time we reach our later years, the masks we wore in youth begin to fall away. We are no longer as concerned with fitting in or meeting others' expectations. We've tried being who the world told us to be, and we've realized that the greatest peace comes from just being ourselves. And that authenticity doesn't go unnoticed. People feel it. They are drawn to it in the same way they're drawn to something real, something solid, something they can trust. Authenticity has a gravity to it. You don't have to chase attention or approval. You simply live your truth and others naturally gather around it. Your words carry more weight because they are not filtered through fear or pretense. Your presence becomes calming because it offers a sense of certainty. You are not trying to be something you're not, and that allows others to feel safe being who they are too. This kind of authenticity is not about perfection. It's about wholeness. It means embracing both your strengths and your flaws. It means not apologizing for your age, your story, or your personality. You've earned every wrinkle, every scar, every lesson. And when you wear all of that with pride and honesty, you become quietly irresistible, not because you're flawless, but because you're real. People often confuse authenticity with bluntness or being brutally honest. But true authenticity is kind. It has compassion because it comes from self-acceptance. You no longer need to judge or compare because you're no longer fighting yourself. And that kind of peace shows in the way you interact with others. You listen more than you speak. You don't pretend to have all the answers. You don't need to. Your very presence tells others, I've lived enough to know what matters, and I'm not here to impress. I'm here to connect. There's a quiet dignity in someone who has nothing to hide. A beauty in someone who has stopped chasing and started simply being. And that shift, though subtle, changes everything. It creates trust. It invites honesty. It makes you a source of comfort and inspiration, even without words. So while youth might chase image, and middle age might chase identity, later life has the gift of simply being true. That truth, that authenticity, holds a powerful gravity. People feel it. They respect it. And whether they realize it or not, they're drawn to it. Because deep down, everyone is searching for something real. And when you live your truth with grace, you become exactly that. Certainly. Here is a warm, reflective ending speech that gracefully ties together the key points from your talk in the same wise and heartfelt tone. And so, my friends, as we step into this rich chapter of life beyond 65, let us remember, we don't need to shout to be heard or sparkle to be seen. The beauty of this season is that we can simply be and in that being we carry a quiet power. With calm hearts we radiate peace. With steady eyes we offer presence. With open hands we live kindness. Our smile tells a story of all we've survived. Our authenticity, our truth, is our greatest strength. These aren't traits you can buy or borrow. They are earned, shaped by life, softened by time, and polished by love. We may not move as fast as we once did, but our steps are full of meaning. Our silence is full of wisdom, and our presence without saying a word can change the room. So let's walk gently but proudly. Let's carry ourselves with the quiet confidence of those who have truly lived. Because in the end, it's not the volume of our voice that makes us irresistible. It's the depth of our soul. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for living your own quiet magic. Would you like this formatted into a speech transcript or printable handout? With time, kindness transforms from something we occasionally practice into something we simply are. In youth, kindness might be a conscious effort, a decision to hold back a sharp word, or a choice to help someone out of obligation. But as the years unfold and life humbles us, something softens within. We begin to understand that everyone is carrying something: grief, loss, fear, disappointment. And that realization changes the way we move through the world. We stop needing a reason to be kind. It becomes our nature, not our task. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's shaped by experience. After facing our own struggles, we start to see the struggles in others with more compassionate eyes. we begin to recognize ourselves in people's pain and their joy too. That recognition breeds empathy, and empathy becomes kindness in action, not grand, showy acts, but the quiet, consistent kind, a gentle smile, a patient silence, a hand offered without hesitation. These things may seem small, but they carry great weight. When kindness becomes who you are, it's not something you perform. You're not waiting for thanks or praise. You don't measure your goodness by how it's received. You offer it freely, because it's simply how you live. It flows from a place of deep understanding, a place that knows what it's like to be overlooked, misunderstood, or hurting. At this stage in life, you no longer need to explain your kindness, you live it. And that silent grace touches people more deeply than any speech or gesture ever could. There's also a remarkable ease that comes with this kind of kindness. You don't have to analyze or plan it. You simply respond, with warmth, with patience, with the wisdom to know that life is fragile, and people are trying their best. You learn to give others the benefit of the doubt, not because they've earned it, but because you remember how often you needed it. This natural kindness changes the atmosphere wherever you go. People feel more at ease around you, they lower their guard, they feel safe, not because of anything you've said, but because of who you are. Your very presence becomes a source of comfort. That's a beautiful kind of influence, quiet but lasting. And in truth, kindness in later life is also a gift to yourself. It lightens your own burdens. It frees you from the bitterness and regret that come from holding on to old wounds. Being kind doesn't mean being naive. It means you've chosen to let go of what weighs you down and to meet the world with an open heart, despite its flaws. There's no need to announce this transformation. When kindness becomes who you are, it speaks without words. It lingers in your eyes, in your gestures, in the way you move through the world. And that kind of kindness is rare, precious, and quietly irresistible.